and welcome back to my channel. So today I have had a relatively productive morning. I'm like really trying to like get shit done because we are in like the final stretch of this pregnancy. I mean, I know everyone gets it, but I just get super obsessed and like nesting and just like have the longest to-do list of like everything that needs to be done before baby comes. And like lots of it actually does need to be done, but like maybe some of it is a bit much. Today we are 37 weeks and 5 days, which is actually the day that we went into labor and like Finley arrived. So in the back of my mind, I'm kind of like, oh, today could be the day, even though it's super early. But I'm also kind of hoping that this one stays in and like cooks a little bit longer and just gives me like a few more weeks to prepare stuff. With Finley, I hadn't even finished work when I went into labor. Like I hadn't started my mat leave yet, and I was like running around like crazy, and I'm still like gymming heaps. Like literally like the day we went into labor, I was squatting like 75% pre-pregnancy max weights. Like, and I'm not saying you can't or you shouldn't lift heavy when you're nearly 38 weeks pregnant, but from personal experience, I wouldn't recommend it. So yeah, like I went into labor like really early. I had a really difficult and like challenging labor, and I kind of feel like that was maybe one of the contributing factors. Like I was already exhausted. I was so busy and hadn't like mentally gotten myself in like the right space. For this baby, I've been so much more chill. Like my workouts have been so much more chill slash less existent, and I'm mostly focusing on just like walking and yoga and just like gentle movement and trying to pass that like gentle chill vibe to Bub. But today is Finley's daycare day, so I'm trying to get like, yeah, as much done as I can. And I thought I would show you guys like some of the stuff that we've prepped, some of like the nursery stuff. Yeah, just give you like a little bit of a baby prep update. Currently in our room, because that's where Bub is going to live for like the first couple of months with Finley. Like I full set up a nursery and did everything, and with this one I'm just not, because Finley and Bub will actually share a room when we do move baby into. So we've got like the cot set up in Finley's room, but Bub's just not really gonna like sleep there, at least for the first few months anyway. So I'm currently in our room. Excuse the mess. I'm washing the sheets at the moment and yeah, doing like a bit of like a deep clean, like with the mattress protector and the duvet. But this is Finley's old change table, which I've also moved in here. We didn't have a change table in our room with Finley, and that was actually one of the things that was like the biggest, not struggle, but like annoyance. In this little like cubby bit, I've got, this is like the little Nappy Caddy from Kmart, and I'm obsessed. It fits like wipes, creams, and then there will be more nappies in there. At the moment it's just Finley's swim nappies because that's what he's using. I've got this little tub from Kmart, which is actually a little bit wide, but a cute little caddy for some newborn nappies. And then this is just stuff that like I haven't washed and I don't know if I'm going to use. And some spare muslin wraps at the back that again, I just don't know if I'm going to open. So in this top drawer, I've got all of the clothes that we're going to use. This half is all of our preemie stuff, and then this half is all of our newborn stuff, because we obviously don't know what size baby will be when they come out. The little onesies, which are so cute. I think I ended up getting, I've got 11 preemie onesies, plus this like little like cute outfit, like overall outfit that I had from Finley in the preemie size, which I think is a good number because obviously they go through a lot, but I do wash most days anyway. And then I just got like a bunch of these vests. I got a mix. I've got, how many have I got? I think I've got 5 from Kmart, and then I've got 3 from Best and Less. And I actually prefer the Best and Less ones. They are definitely thicker and a better quality, but those are just to layer, and I just went plain because they're nice and easy. And then I've got a couple of singlets that I had again from Finley, but that's pretty much the entire preemie wardrobe. Like baby is a winter baby, they're going to be in pajamas all day, and that's really all you need, except for like some beanies and some socks and stuff, and then some blankets that we've got, and that's just like what baby's gonna live in. I didn't go out and like buy a bunch of like fancy outfits, especially in the preemie size, which, I mean, Finley was in for like a month, but you just don't know. And then for newborn, we did have heaps of stuff from Finley, obviously, so we're going to reuse a lot of that. But I've got 12 onesies in the newborn size and then a similar amount of those vests. So again, I actually ended up just getting the best and less ones in the newborn size because, like I said, I liked them better. And then I've also got the same amount of the short sleeve vests. If baby does stay in preemie stuff for a little bit longer, by the time they're in newborn, like the tail end of being that newborn size, it might start to get a little bit warmer. So just to have like options. So I do have a little bit more in the newborn size. This little jacket, it's so cute. From C, just a little cardie. Oh. Baby clothes are adorable. But yeah, so that's our first drawer. And then the second drawer down here is just muslin wraps, and I actually did a massive cull of muslin wraps, and I've got like 1, 2, 3. I've left myself with 12 because I think that is plenty. Muslin wraps are something that we got gifted so many of, and we just like didn't end up really using them for very much. Like, we use them as kind of pram covers and shelters, but like not much. I did go out and buy these toweling nappies that I actually intend. They're kind of more like burp cloths. They're a little bit thicker than muslin wraps, so they're actually like effective as a burp cloth. If you use a muslin wrap as a burp cloth, it goes straight through and like there's no point. So I ended up grabbing those just for like spills. It was $20 and I've got 12 of them, so like you just don't care what happens to them. You can use them as like, not rags, but like rags. And then I got a bunch of these little sleep suit things. Finley hated being swaddled and loved these. So I've got some of these in the newborn size as well as in the small size, which will be good. So yeah, that is basically a little nursery vibe. I've also got like a whole bunch of extra like nappies and wipes sitting in our wardrobe that I need to find some space for. But I still need to finish organizing our wardrobe, which is a job. Everybody else gets like fun or like weird or even just like interesting pregnancy cravings, right? All I want is bread. That's it. Like bread for breakfast, bread for lunch. Literally the other day I had 8 slices of bread. And I only stopped because I ran out of bread. Like, that was the end of the loaf. Like, I don't know. This baby, I swear to God, is 90% bread. So, that's nice. But anyway, I'm just going to have some lunch. I'm still obsessed with just like salad sandwiches. Aside from drinking my raspberry leaf tea to like ripen everything, I've also been eating dates. So there's a bit of research that kind of shows you generally have a better labor if you are eating dates. So I like dates anyway, not hard for me, but you do kind of get super sick of them. So I've been getting the medjool ones because you only have to have 3 of the medjool ones, whereas I think you're meant to have like 6 of the other ones. But I literally split them in half, take the pip out, and then my absolute favorite way to eat them is by adding a little bit of this like choc hazelnut sauce spread. Go in with a little tiny bit. And it's literally so yummy. It's just like the perfect like post-lunch dessert snack. One of the things that I'm taking super seriously this time around as I prepare for baby is my meal prepping, because one of the things I really struggled with when Finley was an infant and a newborn was food. Particularly like once Callum had gone back to work after that initial few weeks of paternity leave, and I just didn't have another set of hands to hold him while I chopped things up for dinner. And it ended up just being really difficult trying to manage, you know, a baby that needs attention and also get food on the table. So I am doing a lot of freezer prep, batch cooking up a whole bunch of meals, shucking them in the freezer so that, you know, once baby is here, once Callum has gone back to work, I will have things in the freezer that I can just pull out the night before, defrost, and then heat up that I know are healthy, that are nutritious, that are full of vegetables, and that like I can eat, because I am not fussy, but like I just know what I like. Callum in particular, who doesn't really cook very much because I love cooking, does kind of find it difficult to cook things that I can eat and that I'm gonna like. So what I am cooking at the moment is just this sweet potato kind of chili. So it is sweet potato and black beans in tomato, like diced tomato, with like garlic and a little bit of oil and some herbs and spices. So just like chili and cumin and paprika. And then I decided to also throw in some zucchini and some celery and some textured vegetable protein, just to give it like a really nice consistency. Just like a little bit of a comfort food, because yeah, it is coming into like end of June, start of July. I know I'm gonna want warm, nutritious, and just like tasty foods. And I know if I don't prep, I'm gonna end up just like eating a lot of like rice and pasta and just really over processed stuff, just because I am craving that kind of like warmth. So this is a really good way to make sure that everything stays healthy while still like nourishing my body so that I can nourish baby and yeah, feed my family. So I'm using these freezer bags. These are all like food safe. I got these off Amazon. I will link them below because I was so like stressed about ordering these because they look like cheap plastic Ziploc, and I just couldn't tell the difference between like what was good and what wasn't, but these were amazing. I got 2 different kinds and I'm honestly thrilled with both of them. Silicone type bags, so they're food grade, BPA free, you can recycle them, they're freezer safe, they're leak proof. You can't put them in the dishwasher or the microwave though, which is fine though because I'll be defrosting them the night before. I got a series of different sizes. I got like these big ones all the way down to like these little ones, which I can just like put veggies that I've like pre-chopped. So in my freezer so far, I've already done, this is just like a lentil and quinoa bolognese sauce, and I've just put like cooking instructions. So add greens, then heat and serve over like zoodles, because this is obviously being like quinoa, lentil, and I think I put some cannellini beans in there already, quite high carb. I've also got some like pumpkin pasta bakes that I made. I've got some pumpkin and lentil soup, as well as a little cheesy lemon pasta sauce. Finished project, finished product. That's what I'm going for. So that's just cooling down, but I'm really happy with that. The flavor is good and it's just like tasty and warm. Oh. But I thought while that's cooling down and I'm waiting to be able to like put it in my freezer bags, I will show you what is in my pantry, because I've also been doing a little bit of strategic pantry stocking in preparation for baby. The bottom of my pantry is kind of like my cooking staples. I've got like my oils, balsamic, and like stocks all sitting there nice and easy. And then I've got like nutritional yeast and kind of like cooking spreads. So like peanut butter I cook with a lot, and all of my canned foods. You can see I've stocked up on like ready to eat chickpeas, as well as like canned beans and legumes, because those are a huge staple. They're super cheap, they store really well. And then moving up to the next shelf is all of my kind of like processed or packaged things. I've got corn thins, which are a good alternative when I run out of bread, which is happening very frequently. And behind that, I've got all of like my rice noodles. So I've got the vermicelli rice noodles. I've also got some brown rice noodles. I think I've got some like sweet potato rice noodles back there. Canned tuna for Callum, so like an easy protein source if I don't make it to the shops for him, so he can grab that. This is my kind of like pregnancy stock. So this is all of the stuff, again, that I can just grab, heat up, and I know I'm having like a pretty nutritious meal that's easy and warm. So I've been loving this Heart and Soul. I really like their brand. I really like a lot of their food. This is high protein. It's a Bengali split chickpea dal curry, vegan, gluten-free, big vibe. I also found these at Aldi and they looked really good. I've got a laksa soup, which is vegan and gluten-free. I've got a coconut lentil soup. So I've got a bunch of like soupy things. There's some more of the heart and soul ones, some pumpkin ones. Similar vibe. Oh, I've got so many. These are just like the Celebrate Health. I've got an Ancient Greens and Turmeric. I've got a Mexican grain protein, ready to heat, ready to eat. Things that I can make myself to make sure that I am eating properly. And then I've just got like this little like butter chickpea thing I found. I've got some easy fritter mix for like veggie patties, and I've got my vegetable protein sitting up the back there to actually like cook into stuff. Normally I do kind of like to cook stuff myself, like my chili, like, you know, basically anything, but having this on hand, I'm just being realistic about what kind of time I'm going to have postpartum and what my priorities are, so making sure that I am stocked up with options. So it's not like if I don't spend 30 minutes cooking, I don't eat, because there are going to be days where that's just not an option for me. I've also got under here a bunch of like ready sauces. I really like their teriyaki one. A stock of like pasta, so I've got pulse pasta. And I do actually need to stock up on some pasta sauce. Up the top there, I've just kind of got like snacks that Callum likes to take for work. But again, just easy things to grab. There's actually some behind all those chips, some popcorn that I like to eat. Some of my muesli bars are in there somewhere, as well as these bliss balls. So just kind of like little treat food that we all like to eat. It's a bit of like a mess, but we know who's eating what. This section here is the main focus of my postpartum prep, combined with my freezer prep. Is going to make sure that I am very well fed, because that is a huge priority for me. So that was just like a little kind of dynamic stretch with the ball, bit of like hip mobility, and a little bit of like a core ab kind of, I want to say finisher, but it's more of like a stabilization exercise that really kind of engages like the obliques and just kind of helps draw everything together, which is supposed to be helpful for labor. So I've been trying to do really like gentle kind of mobility stuff like that, and just really focus on like pelvic floor stuff and just drawing everything in. I've been, like I said, really inconsistent with my workouts this pregnancy, and yeah, it is what it is. These last few weeks I am kind of trying to make a little bit more of an effort to get on the ball, just because I really want, yeah, like my hips and my pelvis to be ready for what is coming. I think I'm gonna wrap this video up here. Hopefully this has been helpful, fun, interesting. I don't know. It's just what I'm doing as we kind of count down the final days or possibly weeks until Bubby comes. But yeah, I'm really excited and can't wait, although also terrified. So